Opening shot. The camera pans over a serene desert scene with the faint outlines of ancient Jerusalem in the distance. Narrator. Have you ever wondered what faith really looks like in the face of fear? Today, we're diving into one of the most extraordinary stories about courage, faith, and divine intervention, the story of Daniel in the lion's den. Stay with me, because you won't believe how it ends. Scene transition. A bustling Babylonian city filled with merchants and citizens dressed in traditional biblical attire. A figure, Daniel, walks through the scene, marked by his calm yet authoritative demeanor. Narrator. Let's set the stage. The story takes place during the Babylonian captivity of the Jewish people. Daniel, a captive from Israel, had not only survived, but thrived. He was a man of remarkable wisdom and an unwavering devotion to God. This devotion caught the eye of King Darius, who made Daniel one of his top administrators. But where there is favor, jealousy often follows. Cut to scheming officials whispering in a dark council chamber. The mood is tense and sinister. Narrator. The other officials, burning with envy, devised a plot. They knew the only way to trap Daniel was through his faith, so they convinced King Darius to issue a decree. Anyone who prayed to any god or human other than the king would be thrown into the lion's den. Scene transition. Daniel in his home kneeling by an open window that overlooks Jerusalem. The golden rays of the setting sun illuminate him as he prays. Narrator. And what did Daniel do? He did what he always did. He knelt down to pray 3 times a day, giving thanks to his God as he had always done. Was he unaware of the decree? No, he was fully aware. But his faith could not be silenced. Cut to the officials storming into Daniel's home, catching him mid-prayer. Narrator. The officials wasted no time. They rushed to Daniel's house and caught him in the act. With smug faces, they reported him to King Darius. The king was devastated. He respected Daniel and didn't want to harm him, but the law of the Medes and Persians could not be repealed. Scene transition. King Darius reluctantly giving the order, and soldiers dragging Daniel to the lion's den. The camera lingers on Darius's regretful face. Narrator. With a heavy heart, Darius gave the order. Daniel was thrown into the lion's den, a pit filled with ferocious, hungry lions. As the stone was rolled over the entrance, the king whispered, "May your God, whom you serve continually, rescue you." Shot of Daniel standing in the lion's den, calm and unflinching, as roaring lions approach. The scene cuts to King Darius pacing back and forth in his chamber, unable to sleep. Narrator. That night the king couldn't eat or sleep. His mind was consumed with worry. At first light, he rushed to the lion's den. Scene transition. The king running to the lion's den, his voice trembling as he calls out. King Darius. Daniel, has your God, whom you serve so faithfully, been able to save you from the lions? Cut to inside the den. Daniel stands unharmed, surrounded by peaceful lions, who look more like oversized house cats. Daniel. O king, live forever. My God sent his angel, and he shut the mouths of the lions. They have not hurt me because I was found innocent in his sight, nor have I ever done any wrong before you, O king. Scene transition. The astonished king orders Daniel to be lifted out of the den. There's not a scratch on him. The once scheming officials are shown being thrown into the den, meeting a very different fate. Narrator. The king was overjoyed. Daniel was pulled from the den, unharmed in every way. But those who had conspired against him? They were not so fortunate. They and their families were cast into the very den they devised for Daniel, and the lions showed no mercy. Final scene. King Darius standing on a grand balcony, making a decree to all his subjects. Narrator. But the story doesn't end here. King Darius made a proclamation throughout his empire. I issue a decree that in every part of my kingdom, people must fear and reverence the God of Daniel. For he is the living God, and he endures forever. Closing shot, a serene Jerusalem skyline with the narration fading into the background. Narrator. Daniel's story teaches us that faith can defy fear, courage can conquer adversity, and belief in a higher power can lead to miracles. What would you do if your faith was tested like Daniel's? Would you have the courage to trust God completely? Ending screen with text. Thank you for watching. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more stories from the Bible. Bible. Cover Jesus. God, Jews, Christianity, faith.